Welcome to the AR-15 podcast. This show is for you if you just bought your first AR or if you've been building them for years. There is something we can all do to take our black rifles to the next level. My name is Nick Dooley, and I am joined tonight by my co-host and director of propaganda, Joe.
Good evening, everybody.
Yep. Garth will be joining us in a little bit. He had to do a tick check, so unless one of you guys wants to volunteer to do that for him, he's just going to be a little bit longer, but he'll be right along with us. And then
last one to send us a Rumble rant gets it.
Yeah, and then we also have Dave from Matador Arms. How are we doing tonight?
We're doing good, man. Happy to be here.
Yes, it is always a pleasure to talk to you guys. I know that we have talked to you a couple times in the past, and we love seeing you when we go to events. And even if we just pop in, cause chaos, and leave.
We like to have a good time, so it's good seeing you guys on the road. It always is.
Yeah, I think that's kind of our MO. It's like, what do? Well, they show up, they cause a little chaos, and then they just fade away into the night.
Yeah.
But before we dive into Matador and some new and exciting things you guys have to offer, Joe, did you do anything fun with guns this week?
I did. I shot the Great Plains Sectional over in Canton with the PCC. Wasn't horrible. Had a decent run. It was my first major. So that was a little, not intimidating, but just a little more intense. I had one very first stage, I missed a target, completely forgot it was there, which was really the only meltdown I had all day. It's the same every week where I just have to be more comfortable to go faster. Between just getting myself on target faster and having the confidence to throw around, to put them down range, and then just go. So I ended up, was there 180 shooters? I think I ended up like 120 total overall. There was only 10 PCC shooters, and I ended up 9th. But I was 66% off the winner, or of the winner. He a Grandmaster shooter. I was right behind the 2A shooters that were the 2B class shooters that were in my squad. So I'm not disappointed with it. I know I got a lot of work to do yet this summer to see how far or how much more I can get out of it. So it was a good time. Definitely looking forward to going back, and definitely looking forward now to shooting zombies after all the other plans that I had fell through. And we made that decision the other day, so that's gonna be a good time.
Yes, it will. I'm excited for you to join us at Zombies this year, and I know I'm going to be the lone holdout shooting 3-gun, not doing a PCC class.
If I wasn't shooting PCC everywhere else this summer, I would have stayed in tactical. Also, I had plans to do those 3 shotgun matches. Like, I was going to skip our 3-gun match and go down to Kansas City and put a run up for that IPSC World invite, just to say, hey, you need 3 events. How many people are putting that many in, type things. So, but with my funding source disappearing and then going to zombies, I'll be back to just shooting. Probably just going to run the PCC the rest of the summer. So,
right on. Dave, did you do anything fun in the world of guns other than working for an awesome company and demoing cool stuff?
Mostly just testing. So just putting rounds through our new system, and that's not as fun as shooting a 3-gun. It's just grinding.
That's one of those, like, man, your job must be so awesome. You just shoot all the time until it's like, what are you gonna do? Well, I'm gonna load up these 300 rounds and just like mag dump into trash because
That's about it. You know, just thousands of rounds. So, but testing went well, and we're real happy with it.
That is awesome. Personally, I had a cool week this week. I got to do something that, like, weirdly enough, I got paid for. So I got paid to go to training this week, but I got to go to a 2-day Ed Monk active shooter response instructor level course, and
Nice.
go to that, and then that was 2 days where half day on the range, half a day in the classroom, going through all of the things on active shooters and like breaking everything down by the numbers. And I've been saying it for a long time, and that is that what they've been preaching is wrong, because everyone says that it's run, hide, fight, and I said it should be fight, run, hide. And he goes, no, it's fight, run, barricade, and that's what it is that we need to do. And I do agree with that statement. Especially when you go by the numbers. It's kind of, again, it was with where we were at, it was a different level than a standard response. So pushing that stuff through, it was, I liked what it was, because it was about talking to schools, churches, police departments, to talk about what the policies are for reactions. And it's cool to be at a thinking man's course at that level.
That's awesome.
But did you get to practice shooting moving targets coming out of gyms?
You mean spawn camping?
Yeah, that dude.
That was what that was.
Him on the show.
Like that dude, I was all about that. Anybody who doesn't know what we're talking about, there's a couple big things that happened in the news, and I watched what here is telling everyone to make sure they call their senators and pass HR1, and that is something we're going to talk about in just a second, because that is huge news that happened last night. But no, the Las Vegas attempted mass shooting did not end well, because somebody saw it happening and saw him running out of a gym, so they spawn camped on the side of a brick wall. As he came running out, they just dusted him.
Was it so he had malfunctions, which is the reason probably that it didn't go worse. Yeah. But two, did anybody actually, the one picture I saw, does he not have a rear sight on that thing?
Red dot. He had a 6-hour red dot.
Was there? Okay.
Yeah.
The one I saw, it didn't look like maybe it was forward up then, because on the back I didn't see anything. So I was like, really? This guy is an idiot.
Well, I don't know about the kid, the shooter. But
no, yeah, I'm talking about the active shooter. No,
I don't know. I didn't actually see his guy. I just saw that quick video of him running out getting smoked.
Yeah. I know the officer did, but I think the shooter himself did not have, like, that just goes to show, like, those people that do this kind of stuff usually don't know what they're doing. Thank goodness.
Yeah. Unless the feds train them. I'm kidding.
Even them guys.
Well, then they just get Daniel defenses.
Yeah.
Wait, was that
with a Taco Bell salary?
Was that my outside voice?
So many ads, and none of them guns ever show up that they promised me to do this stuff. So I don't know.
But no, from the look of it, no, the shooter did not have a rear sight.
I'm gonna have to look that up.
So yeah, that is the thing. And the other bit of news, the big beautiful bill, as it's being called, was passed passed in the House. Now, it wasn't perfect, and the Senate can make it better, and the Senate can still add to this, but
the Senate can also take away.
Yes, so call your senators and make sure that they know what your thoughts and feelings are.
Call them, sit down, write a letter, put it in the mail, put a stamp on it.
Yes, do all of those things. Like if I had
Hire
the
a
fax,
writer.
if I had a fax number, I would like dust off a fax machine or find a way to do it and just start sending them faxes, because listening to that run all day would be annoying enough.
I bet
Hit them up on Facebook, Instagram.
if you kicked around
Raids,
the,
just gonna be sitting there like,
kicked
man,
around
we're
the
getting
county
blown
long
up
enough, I bet you
about
could
this.
find a fax machine.
But no, so the Hearing Protection Act was added in kind of in the 11th hour. They'd added it in, and then they changed it to a 0% or a $0 tax for the tax stamps. And everyone went, no, we need to just remove these items. And that was the HPA. And that got added in its original text. So if it remains unchanged, they can, like, we have the best chance ever now to actually get silencers removed from the NFA.
Ooh,
Purchase.
that'd be big.
Is it
That'd
right?
be big
It's
for our
you can
segment too.
purchase them as
Yeah, it would be
any
still
other attachment.
no,
Like,
it would
not
be
even-
no. It's a 4473. They're still considered a firearm, but it's still a 4473 from what I understand of it. But it removes all the waiting times and everything like that. It's just you fill it out, and it's just like any other gun.
be just like buying a handgun. See, I thought I read somewhere where they said it was going to be just like buying any other attachment and
Yep.
have it shipped to your house. But
We have a bunch of people chiming in. It is cans on a 4473. So
That's progress.
yeah,
yeah, it's I still believe that it should be mail order machine guns, but that's my personal opinion. And the other part, pressure the Senate to get the short act or the short bill added.
not to be confused with the short bus.
Yeah, because what the short act does is takes short-barreled rifles off of the NFA as well.
And shotguns, and was there a third thing?
But there was added cans as well, but those were the big things.
Okay.
And yeah, that's
Where's that at in the process?
they
have not been following.
so they had both of them added into this bill. Then they got moved and changed around, and they added silencers, and that passed. The Senate can still add the short act to it and get that going through. So as of right now, it would be moving through into the Senate. So pressure the Senate, and I am told the Senate has been paying attention to what happened, like with everyone blowing up. So do not deliver, or do not. I'm sorry, I'm reading the comments, and they're talking about my extremist views of mail order machine guns, saying that they should be drone delivered machine guns and drones delivered from helicopters. But anyway, as we go through here, keep up the pressure, guys. Do not let up. Make sure that we get this through where we have a chance to actually do something meaningful and get silencers taken off. And the icing on the cake for that would be getting short-barreled rifles taken off as well.
How long before they vote? Like, what's the window to get that done?
I would say call early and call often, but I will do some furious Googling.
Yeah.
So as I type all of this on here and say, how long until the Senate votes on the big, beautiful bill? So as this is coming in, it was a very thin margin that it passed by, and yeah, passed by one in the House, and
with 2 Republicans voting against it, so they're already calling to primary them.
Yeah, I like
Massey, and I can't remember the other one.
Yeah, so Yeah, as they go through, let's see, as I scan through this here, they're talking. It looks like they want to get the bill through the Senate by July 4th.
Oh wow.
Okay, so I was just curious. Like I said, I've heard many times that there's like a point system. So yeah, you can call every day, but if you can write a couple of letters, that's like calling for 2 weeks. Like actually sit down, write a letter, and put it in the snail mail.
If they get it in time.
That's why I was asking how long we have. Which, if it's they aren't voting until July 4th, we should have. You should, if you get it.
Well, yeah,
a week or two.
Yep, and then the other thing to keep in mind that after this goes through, like provided this goes through, and it is, there's one other thing that I'm going to talk about here that I only know one other guy who's saying it at the moment, and that is Curtis from VSO Gun Channel, and he said the correct way to do this. If you are thinking about buying a silencer, if you're like, oh, I'm going to wait till the HPA passes and then buy it, go buy it now. Let it sit at your dealer and say, hey, I'm going to wait and see if this passes. Because as soon as that passes, every silencer in America will be sold. Like it'll be gone. And
I'm making silencers.
no, yeah, right. You're like, oh, I know what we're going to do. We're going to, Lathe goes.
You're saying order them, but don't go in and fill the paperwork out. Don't pay for the stamp until
I'm saying give it a month, because if it passes, it'll be 90 days after the president signs it. It'll go into effect. So yeah, you might have to sit on them for 3 to 4 months, but
so it kind of like it was when before the whole electronic stuff.
But the other part of that is you're not going to have.
You'll save $200.
You'll save $200.
No fingerprints.
But if you want to wait, you'll have to beat the rush to your local dealer to get silencers, because until the industry has a correction, you're going to see a spike in cans, because when they're available, they will be charged a premium because somebody will pay it.
You got to look at it this way. You're going to pay $200 extra for a stamp and go through some hassle, but you might actually get it, because for the next year, no one's getting a can. Everyone's getting a can except for those.
We brought that up with Dave last week. Like I think it'll be longer than a year before it corrects. It'll take.
Oh, no doubt.
I would say with current manufacturing, like if you just look at random numbers, say that, okay, there's 400 million firearms in America right now. And if you just go, okay, we're going to take 10% of that and, or a little under, and go, hey, we're going to do 3 million, people are going to buy cans. You're looking at 3 to 5 years of just manufacturing.
Yeah.
At our current industry rate. So that's just, if you're thinking about a can, guys, go buy them and buy the cans now and just wait, and then be like, hey, I'll just do a 4473 for that.
Yeah.
There you go. That's your dad advice from Dooley.
Well, mine is to take spray out when you go to the farm to shoot. So equally as important.
Yes, and AR Drew is correct. Every gun company will start making them, and a lot of machine shops will as well.
I'm more worried about the junk that's going to be coming out of random machine shops.
Well, that's just it. Everyone in the dog is going to make one, but it's not going to be quality.
Have I ever told you guys about a company called Black Aces Tactical?
I thought you were going to talk about the polymer Glock.
You have, because I have a few of them.
Yeah, there's ways to make them, like 3D printed cans. This is one where if you were legit, one thing about it is legitimately you could make a 3D printed can that was good for 10 rounds or 100 rounds. And okay, yep, this 3D printed can took me 6 hours to print at home. Well, you no longer need to do a tax stamp for that. So 3D printer goes and you're going.
How does this affect the solvent traps?
I mean, I'm not here to.
Buy stock in Napa.
I don't know about that, and I'm not going to go with that. But as we go through here, Dave did not come on to talk about cheaply made 3D printed cans or cans that use fender washers as baffles, because I've seen that. That's neat, and yeah, that is a thing that you can do, guys. But anyway, Dave is here from Matador Arms, and Matador Arms is the purveyor of fine goods from all the way back in the days of the Montgo 9 to the Mat 9 to now. They may have something new on the way that's coming up that is a new hotness.
It is. So we're converting the Mat 9. Basically is just going to roll into a roller delay version. We're still going to call it the Mat 9, but it's going to have a roller locker in there. It's going to have a steel reinforced back plate and just kind of be essentially the version 3 of our product line. And we're going to keep the same price point. So it's going to go up like $50, but $575, and you're going to have yourself a nice roller delayed upper that runs on any AR that you want in both 5, 8, and 16.
So, 5 inches, 8 inches, and 16 inches. That means that you can actually run a Mat 9 as a rifle in competition. And, or if the short act gets attached, you could run that 8-inch gun in competition, and that would be rad.
Why can't you run short barrels in competitions? I never understood that.
Some you can, some you can't. And part of it is they're saying it's arbitrarily favorable to the guy with the short barrel on some courses because it can, like, I don't have to move as far to go around.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's like, CQB is faster and better and more gooder. And then the other part is these people live under communism and they're like, I can't have a short barreled rifle. So we can't have, no one else can either.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. That makes sense. And to Vince Hall's question, there is a Mat 9 a bufferless system. Yes, it is.
Yes. So real quick, as we go through here, I know earlier we had been talking before we came on air, and Dave showed us a schematic of what the new roller delayed Mat 9 looks like. And before we get into talking about that, I'm going to really quick nerd out so Garth's eyes can roll back in his head. And like I see the browser windows popping up where he's like, all right, I can not care about what's about to come out of his mouth.
I'm here.
But no, it's so Vince, one thing about it, all of the Mat 9 you can run on any lower. So the endo mags on a BRN lower would 100% be fine.
Yeah, I've had some tolerance stack with the endo mags here and there, but overall, yes, I'd say you're at a 90% chance. I've seen some where for whatever reason they're just not working, and I can't tell if it's the mag or the lower and where it's sitting. But I mean, 90 to 95% chance, yeah, you're gonna run just fine.
So when we talk about roller delayed versus most PCCs on the market are direct get blowback. That means that they don't have a gas system that runs them. It's straight up like you have the bullet weight and it's the explosion of the cartridge going off that makes the action go backward to expel the spent case and then pick up a new one. That is a fast and violent action. And as that rolls through, which is fine, that's how things have been running forever. It's the same way that like every rimfire ever is run on 1022, runs on direct blowback. It is one of the most dead reliable action systems you can have because there are almost no moving parts. There's mass and a spring. So things just work. Now, when we talk about roller delayed blowback, roller delayed means that there's now a bearing surface that has to roll out of place and go back through a channel that allows a little bit more dwell time. And dwell time is the time from which the round is ignited through the round or the projectile exiting the muzzle. And then the action starts to move. So like dwell time can be changed by length of barrel, and your dwell time is how long everything kind of stays motionless as that bullet is traveling. So gas systems can change it on a standard AR, but you add dwell time with a roller delayed because it takes just a fraction of a second for that roller delayed mechanism to slow down what's happening, which makes it a smoother recoil impulse going through you. Instead of being a sharp direct, it smooths everything out and makes for less perceived recoil and a smoother shooting gun. Dave, would that be the way to describe that?
No, that's perfect. I mean, that's basically that's dead on. The pros of, I would say the pros of the blowback is it's a very simple system. There's less moving parts, less stuff to kind of go wrong, but you're going to have a heavier system because it relies on the weight of the bolt. And roller delays are lighter and they have lighter recoil. They're smoother. You can get on target a lot faster, but you kind of run the risk of there's extra parts in there and a whole nother operation essentially.
Yep. Now, roller delays are not a new system. Roller delay actions have been around for a long, long time.
Yeah.
If you want to get down to it, arguably you could call the Garand action a roller delay because it does have a roller on that op rod as it comes back. But
yeah, kind of.
like that's really stretching it because it's like, yeah, I guess it was kind of roller delayed, but that's not what it was meant to be. So the MP5 is probably the most prolific and famous roller delayed gun.
Definitely.
And having that go through is okay. It's kind of been the gold standard for what a PCC, or a sub gun should be run like. Is everyone compares them to an MP5.
Yeah.
And having that roller delay system, yes, much like the Springfield Kuna or the Strybog roller delayed, was it SBA3 or SB9A3? That's as Dr. Scary Guy says. Those are all roller delays. And as we see this coming down, you'll have a smoother, more enjoyable shooting experience. And, as we talked about earlier, great thing about Matador is these uppers are designed to work with any pistol lower. So you can, you get theirs that comes on their guns. You can get them that run with Glock mags, if you want to, Colt SMG lowers, all those different, 9mm lowers. You could even put one, on a lower that I have sitting in the safe. It's just been hanging out, waiting for my Scorpion Evo mags to get an upper put on it and, run proper mags because all 9mm PCCs should be curved magazine, not straight like a Glock mag, because a 9mm is actually a slightly tapered case. So it will feed better out of a curved mag. But that's
it's a little biased. I'm a big Colt guy. I like the Colt stick mags. I'm partisan to that magazine, one, because it was made for AR-9s. So you have the best last round bolt hold open feature out of any of them. Versus the Glock, we have to do a whole bunch of rigging to get it to work. The MP5 doesn't even have it. And the Scorpion is a great magazine, but it's not really meant for an AR-15. So we're working on one right now, but we want the last round bolt hold open to be as efficient as like a Colt stick mag in there. And it's requiring some jerry rigging.
okay. Now, Dr. Scary Guy asked the important questions. Will the new Mat 9 trip a sear or an FRT?
Not yet. There's a couple of different companies that are working on super safety and an FRT variant for our type of gun. We have a square bolt, which allows us to work with all these different magazines. So it's not a standard AR-9 bolt. It doesn't work with your standard sear, but there are going to be plenty of options here shortly.
I know that they do work with a binary, though.
Yes, they do work with the Franklin, not the Fostech.
No, well, I only really recommend the Franklins just because I've installed a bunch of them. And if you read the packaging on Fostech, it says made with Franklin Armory technology. if you look through, they're built under license with that. But
good old lawsuits.
Yeah, it's hey, this works. Yeah, we leased this tech from you, and those things. But again, going back to talking about, so you buy this upper, you can slap it on pretty much any lower. And one of the great things about that is since it's on any lower, it's not a standalone thing. You can have it, and you can put anything you want on it, dress it up how you want, including putting VZ grips on it. The unique features of VZ grips, they're machined from a solid block of G10, and G10 is great because it's durable and doesn't get slippery when covered with mud, blood, or sweat. 17-degree grip angle and a wide variety of textures from mild to extreme, as well as color options. Shorty versions are also available. 1911 grips with extreme customizability, standard swim palm cells, thumb notches, safety cuts, bottom profiles, and more. More than 25 textures and 27 colors are available. There's one coupon code that is good for 15% off all handgun and rifle grips, and that code is AR-15 podcast.
I
How do I get
thought
on
you were
that ad?
getting into that right on the spiel before that.
What's that?
We first started talking. I queued up the tracker. I'm like, it's coming, and you didn't do it.
Yeah, it's my segue into that.
It's a beautiful segue. Actually, I have a VZ grip yet that is not on a gun, and it's an FDE. And I'm a little upset right now because I had a whole bunch of Matador stuff on my list of what I was going to purchase in the future, and then I didn't check your guys' site for like 8 months apparently because I'm an idiot, and I didn't realize you'd released the rifle, and so now I'm pissed because I have to make decisions.
Well, here's the funny part about it. So we only have the blowbacks up right now, but I just ran out of blowback bolts, and we are in production of the roller delay bolts. So if you buy a Mat 9 now, you're actually going to get the roller delay version, whether you like it or not.
Well, then I guess.
Yeah, you'll save $50. You might as well just buy it now.
Oh no, whatever shall you do?
What should I do? Yeah.
So they're getting machined next week. They'll go into coating hopefully early next week, and then we'll be building them out the week after that. So you're going to, 2-3 week lead time, but you'll get the new version.
Well, that'd be perfect. I could shoot it this September. That'd be for the Area 3.
I mean, if you want to save on shipping, you could just bring it to GunCon because Matador Arms will be at GunCon, and so will we.
GunCon's going to be a blast, and we'll have one there.
Ooh, well, perfect. I will. No, I'll probably order one before that, so it won't matter. But I'm gonna hold it anyway.
Oh, I'm gonna shoot it.
The one we had like production sample bolts. We had like the first run, and then we had the second run, and then those got lost in shipping with our luck. But we needed to tweak the spring a little bit, a couple of like minor tweaks that we were able to do, and then we just use the old bolt. It runs like a top, so we're comfortable going in production with it. But I'm still waiting on 2 bolts. So we have one just banger of a sample that we're just running the piss out of. It's getting run all weekend long. And then I'm going to whore that out to every influencer I can and be like, hey, when you're done with that video, send it over here.
Perfect.
During this like 2-week time, that thing's going to be the sisterhood of the traveling gun parts right there.
Well, keep us in mind because we'll make something happen.
Oh, yeah.
And Vince says that we're going to make him buy a 9mm suppressor. And,
yeah, wait for this long until I start cranking them out of my little shop around here.
Yeah, that I saw a CNC attachment for my lathe that I could buy. And I'm like, that could be a thing that happens.
There's going to be a suppressor bubble of all these like junk companies that arise off of this and then pop eventually when it all collapses and the shit falls apart.
Oh, I cannot wait for some of the variance work to be done.
Oh yeah.
I'm just excited for some of the names I know are going to come out of this. Like, I'm going to go on a quest to find the dumbest suppressor name.
Oh. You know what? Send it to me and I'll name the suppressor that.
Right, because that's
Really,
just
if you want, can I show them the roller
Oh, yeah.
delay?
no, that'll work. If you're good with it, throw it up here. We'll throw it on, and we can talk more about it, a little bit about how it works.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I
So,
figure your guys' viewers are a little bit more inclined and maybe more interested in seeing how this stuff works than the
Yeah.
average.
so no, as we pull this up here and start talking about how this works, again, this will be a bufferless system, so everything's contained within the upper itself. So nothing nothing has to pass through, and that will be a wonderful boon to all of that. Vince, the answer to that is 3/8, but as we go through here, because for those of you who didn't know, a 3/8 hole is very close to 9mm.
Good to know.
So yes, here on stage we have this is the roller delayed mechanism or receiver, less barrel on screen. And Dave, I'll let you explain how that works.
Yeah. So our old version, the upper bolt here was actually the length of this plus this. And that was the weight that delayed it enough for it to operate, efficiently and properly. Now this is all going to be machine Delron, so it's going to be a lot lighter. This bolt's a good deal lighter too. We got some lightning cuts in there just to lighten it up, because this is a big steel block essentially. But this roller right here sits in this slot and moves up and down. The spring pressure here keeps it, this little trunnion forward, very similar to the Bog and the Kuna in that setup. And we have a 40-degree angle. We'll have a 45. We're going to come out with a bunch of different variants so you could really fine tune it, for competition guys that want to do a bunch of weird stuff that they're going to have a field day with it. And this trunnion right here is where that roller sits and locks it in place. And so when you fire, it holds it in place just long enough for it to build up pressure and operate properly.
Yeah. So there we go. That shows you what the insides are going to look like. And then obviously side charging and non-reciprocating charging handle.
Yes, sir.
And ambidextrous still, where you can switch it from side to side.
Yep. Same upper receiver. The bottom, I wish it was backwards compatible, but the bottom trunnion here is wider to accommodate all this. So it's not really, and there's slots up in here, so we can't make it back. Like if people wanted to do an upgrade kit, unfortunately, that's not an option. But you could just buy this upgraded version, and there we go.
Yes, and that is awesome. I know that some of the other things that you guys have been done or will have done in the last, because you've been like ultra busy. One of the reasons why I know we've talked about your brand so much is we've gotten to know you guys over the years, is you've never stopped innovating. Like you don't sit on your laurels and be like, oh, I wonder what this is going to be later, or look at things. You kind of go straight into, hey, this is where we're at. And like, we got a project. This is awesome. I just talked to the guys from Stuffing Things, and we're going to partner with them to make a lower for the Stizon.
Yeah. And that project is still ongoing here. We have had some delays in that lower production, but it's coming out. We have our motto is just product. So the more products, the better. The more cool stuff we could make. I kind of go by the model. You could make cool stuff, but also making cool stuff that is affordable is also cool to me. I'm not a big Gucci, let's sell $4,000 rifles kind of guy. I like normal people to be able to buy my stuff and run and gun and, beat the hell out of it.
So just so you guys are aware, when we're talking about this, we're like, hey, it'll be $50 more for the roller delayed, like upper on this. That's putting it at $590.
$575.
Or I'm just saying MSRP. If you added $50 to if you added $50 onto what they have now, so $575, sub $600 for a roller delayed 9mm. And so it's the MP5 we have at home.
You can even put SD grips on the Mat 9s now.
Yeah.
Slap
and
an
that's
MP5 lower and go.
yeah. Like that is very much so a thing. I know that I know a guy who has an MP5 lower on a Mat 9. In fact, Sean does. And he's got it all dressed up to look like an MP5.
Yeah, except for it's made in America now.
Precisely, and it's not like Kraut space magic.
Exactly. No techno in this thing. Or I guess they're all Muslims now, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, I mean same. It's just a different. Well, they got rid of the bass drum and only have the horns.
Yeah. I like that.
But no, it's definitely awesome to see, because bringing that into America and having that where you have those options that are like, hey, we're going to be able to run this, and kind of have that, hey, we're, like you said, it's anybody can run this. We're going to pick it up, run it. And I've talked to you guys on and off, and I know we've visited quite a little about how much I have abused my original Montgo 9, because we were talking, I have like the OG version. And
10,000 rounds on it, it's still running. That's good.
yeah, the springs have finally shit the bed. So the springs, it's not as running as it was, and almost all of those have been suppressed, and a lot of them were running binary as well. Just
nice.
we're using it. I used it as a demo gun for a lot of stuff. Just like, oh no, run it like this, and everyone went, oh man, that's so awesome. I'm like, yeah, now buy one.
Yeah, I'm not sure how many he's actually sold for you, but it's been a very popular toy at the range.
My man.
Yeah, it's like, oh, what are you doing? Well, I have this thing.
Yeah.
And kind of like this thing is, it's, we're talking about the reliability and things, and it's kind of a custom option. But are you in need of reliable custom Kydex holster? If so, Clucker Tactical is your one-stop shop. Using premium USA source material, Clucker Tactical will build you a holster in a variety of styles and colors, along with lights, lasers, and other options. Whether you're in law enforcement, a competitive shooter, or an everyday gun enthusiast, trust that Clucker Tactical will provide every firearm owner has access to top-tier and personalized holsters, as well as quality custom products you can't find anywhere else. Use code AR-15 podcast for 10% off at CluckerTactical.com. Yes.
Nailed it, dude.
Another segue. Segue. That's right. That's what that word is.
I have a story about Clucker, but it's going to be for off camera.
Oh, boy.
Nothing bad about him. I got in a fight with a guy on Instagram about holsters from Stealth Arms. He was being a jerk, so I was a jerk. Happens.
Wait, you got in an internet argument with someone?
Yeah, but it wasn't a keyboard argument. It was a thumb argument because I was texting.
Oh, yes. So now, Dave, we already know that we have the the roller delayed coming out, and you guys are steadily working on the Stizon lower, along with everything else you already produce. Give us a taste of anything else neat you have coming up, because I know there's something out there.
Bullpup, a handgun, Scorpion, and then we're going to wrap up the Mat 9. It's kind of done. There's nothing else to do. And we're going to start moving up in caliber to like 300 blackout, 5.56.
That is amazing. And you're not getting rid of it, though.
No. We're just going to kind of finalize the line. I want to do like a 10 mil and a 45 and all the calibers, but I feel like I also don't want to get stuck in just being a 9 mil PCC company. So I want to boost up to 300 blackout, make real nice rifles and stuff like that. And kind of move on from there. I want to do it all.
Yep. So Desert Cerakote says, just tuning in, love his Mat 9K build that was featured at the Cerakote booth at SHOT this past year. Let's up,
go.
guys?
I didn't know that.
Like, man, I was there.
Yeah, I was there. I didn't see that.
He's like, I held that thing. What?
See it.
That's okay. I've been to SHOT Show with you before. I know how that goes.
Oh man, that last what was it? James Reeves came by our booth, and the night prior, I had been. I don't really go out anymore at SHOT Show, but I did that one night, and I regretted it the next day. I was violently hungover, and here's how you know I go into this hotel room with a bunch of guys that is like contractor friends. And there's a damn monkey in the room, and I should have just left. I should have known there's a fucking monkey in a hotel room. It's time for me to leave. I'm too old. And the next day, I'm just red-eyed talking to James Reeves, trying to knock out one of his videos. And like, I looked at it, I was like, my God, that editor did a good job, because that was rough.
Like, you weren't getting stabbed in LA rough, but
Yeah. I was firing on like one cylinder. My brain was like barely functioning.
oh. I know that feeling. I've been there before.
Yeah.
Yes. And so the bullpup, I know I have handled a prototype of that before. And my only complaint was I remember picking it up and somebody said, it may have been the other day, but he went, oh, he's not going to like it. Because I grabbed it. I was like, well, my only problem is it's too small for my big ass hand and wrist.
Big old mongoloid hands over there ain't gonna fit in that thing, so it'll be a little bit spaced out there for you ogres. And I think that the grip angle is something I want to change also to make it a little bit more vertical. It'll adjust the way it sits in your hand, but those two things combined will fix that.
Yep, and that's awesome. And it's neat, but I love to see the innovation and keeping driving and pushing forward, because otherwise.
There is no 9mm bullpup out there, like a legit one. You can make a Tavor one, but you have to buy a Tavor, then buy a jank kit, and then swap it all out. And it's not really a 9mm bullpup. This is a bespoke lower built for 9mm, built for a Colt mag. It's got last round bolt hold open. And it's just a slick little setup. So we're real excited for it. Unfortunately, we are probably going to have to machine them, which I personally like. My bottom line doesn't like it because it's going to be expensive ass lower to make, but it's just not going to be a good polymer product. So it'll be an all aluminum setup. It'll still be very light, but it'll, certain people like polymer, some people don't. So we'll see how it goes.
When are those prototypes supposed to be available? Or like, what's your time frame on getting that out?
Could be relatively soon. Kind of money is
My rant. Dusky has sent a Rumble rant saying, "My rant goes here. Nobody wants to hear that."
I'm going to say I want to say 2 months.
Really?
Yeah, it's going to follow right on the heels.
You guys are quite a ways into that.
Of the roller delay. Yeah, everything's done. We got a couple trigger parts we need to iron out, and then we want to launch it with the roller delay upper, because on blowback, one of the downfalls of blowback is you can have out of batteries. Now, it's not the end of the world, but you really don't want to have an out of battery next to your neck. So we're going to go with the roller delay on that setup.
Yeah. And that makes sense. It almost makes as much sense as if you need awesome stickers, you go to stickerphantom.com. Or if you're in need of awesome stickers, check out Sticker Phantom. You can get all kinds of stickers like our Based Bluey and Steamboat Willie. And this is who produces all of our stickers, and you can get all of yours made there as well. And with this code, you can get them made for 10% off. And that code is AR-15 podcast. And I have a funny story for later about when we met the cat who owns Sticker Phantom at SHOT Show, and a bunch of small stickers that he gave us that found themselves all over places.
He sent me 2 more pages of those, by the way. They're coming to GunCon. I promise I'll stay away from your booth this year.
Garth, did you just order a beautiful PCC there, sir?
Yes, I did.
I love you. Who wants to hear Garth's credit card number?
And Dr. Scary Guy says stickers are real. I have proof. Yes, indeed. So we have all that stuff going on. We always have fun stories and fun times with these guys. They really do make my hands down favorite PCC is the Mat 9, and I think I've told everybody that.
Good.
It's like yeah, that's the one you guys need to get. So
No, it's a
Thank you.
solid gun, man.
I mean, for a bunch of Marines,
It's surprising. It's
the
surprising.
reason they don't have any money to make anything is their crayon budget was too high.
If I had the money, the amount of product we'd be cranking out would be absolutely nuts. But we did get picked up by Midway, and so they picked up the roller delay version. We're going to be shipping. They already got their PO, and that'll be a big help for us. That's a big company.
From the other side, I'm glad you guys are broke because then we don't have to overpay for your stuff.
No, and that is a good thing as we go through. Not that you guys are broke. That's not what I meant. No, I am happy that you guys kind of run out of material because I know a lot of people who've had your products and ran them, and I've never heard anyone complain about them. Like I said, the biggest complaints I've ever had is, so I had mine start mushrooming, so I had to, mill some stuff out on it, but I know I'm not an average user.
Yeah.
So, like, my little complaint on that is, oh, well, it did this after, like, around 7,000 rounds of simulated full auto suppressed fire. Things started to maybe get beat up a little bit.
It happens. Hey, lifetime warranty, even down in the springs, which I still owe you.
Yeah. I know. I was like, this could just sit over here because, life's been kind of busy, so I haven't had time to go out and do fun stuff with it.
Bring them to gun con.
Yeah. I just had my third daughter, so.
No.
Yeah, I got a 4-year-old or 3.5-year-old, a 2-year-old, and now a 3-month-old. So I'm in that phase of life where it's just kids.
They're just teenagers until they hit their mid-30s.
Yeah, I have a 13-year-old daughter, and
hasn't changed in 10 years.
No, she hasn't. But it's great. Like having daughters is great, just in case you ever want to wake up and argue with a miniature version of your wife.
Yeah. 3 of them.
It's fun watching those two argue.
Oh, it was so great. I went over there the other day. I was picking up a gun, and Piper and Marnie were going at it because they were building a bookshelf together. And Nick and I just sat there in silence for 5 minutes and listened to the argument ensue.
Step by step.
Oh, it's step by step. It was. We were having a great time.
Hey, give me another beer.
It was definitely something.
Oh, it was funny.
Like us and the one dog was hanging out down here because he's like, man, don't make me go up there with them.
Yeah. I'll stay outside.
So Dave, is there anywhere else, like where can people find you guys and find your products?
MatadorArms.com. Go on our socials, follow us, sign up for our email list. Just check us out. We're constantly coming out with new stuff. We're constantly engineering the next thing. We move as quick as we can, which is a lot quicker than most companies. And we like doing what we're doing. We're passionate about this stuff.
Yeah. So, and then on all the socials, we can find you at, Matador Arms pretty much everywhere.
Yeah, it's Matador_arms. I think on Instagram, we're like shadow banned to death. And then it's Matador Arms on everything else. Yeah. So guys, make sure to be checking them out. Come to GunCon, meet the guys at Matador Arms, meet us. And, they'll probably even have like Gideon optics on them because those guys will be there without a doubt. And, it's all of the things and, stuff and things will probably be there as well with whatever craziness they've decided to design this year. And because I know the first time Garth ever got to see the guys from Stuff and Things, he got his, what do you call the tickler?
The paintball
shocker.
The shocker.
Yeah. I met them there. I was right next to their booth, and I was like, "Man, these guys are going places."
Oh yeah, it's fantastic. I think they were asking $100 at the time for that. Now I think they're asking $50 for the trigger. It's solid.
It's awesome.
Just things no one thinks about. And man, slap it on an AR, have a freaking blast. I mean, yeah, you could go out and spend your $300 or whatever, $350 on a Franklin, but for $50 to pull a pin and slap that thing on, so fun.
Yes, they are a good time. And they also, like, who makes products for Kel-Tec? Like, that's the...
Yeah. Innovates on Kel-Tec. Hey, and you know what? Kel-Tec will swing for the fences, and boy, will they miss sometimes, but they hit some damn good home runs. I like that company. I like a company that's willing to just go for it on random shit. You know, I can respect that a lot rather than just make another AR part, you know?
Yeah. Let's make the wheel again and again and again. And they're out there
Yeah.
like, or we can make this thing rocket on skis. Like,
Yeah.
They must be doing something right because, you know, was it Springfield or Smith & Wesson copied them with their folder? So,
Yep.
Smith & Wesson copied their homework a couple times.
yeah.
And before that, Ruger copied their homework for a couple years because Ruger's, the LCP is a copy of a Kel-Tec design. The LC9 is a copy of a Kel-Tec design. And like all those small double actions were pretty much, you know, some of that stuff. And then Big Blue picked them up and did, hey, we're going to do a shotgun too. That looks suspiciously Kel-Tec-ish. And then their folder, I will say I do like their folder version better just because of how it folds. It's a very similar concept that's thought out a little differently. I'm like, ooh, it's just a different option.
That is a different option, but their Gen 2 versus their Gen 1 is fantastic. So,
yeah. And I just want to see the model train full of cocaine that rolls through their engineering department. Because that's the only way to describe what.
They're in Florida. They get that good stuff.
Like, I guarantee you that's what it is. They just got like the little model train going by and they're just like, oh, hey, woo, all right, back to it.
Yeah.
they're down in Florida acting like they're the Coast Guard and just grabbing stuff off of ships. Like, no.
But so everyone, make sure to go check out Matador Arms. They do awesome stuff, and make sure that you guys are supporting them because they are a company that supports us and the entire 2A as well. And you know they've been around forever. They are a company that stands behind their values. So any final words, gentlemen? Dave, we'll start with you since you're our guest.
No, love you guys. Thanks for having me on. Seriously.
well,
And you guys, by the way, are the first to hear about this. I haven't talked about this to anybody. So
No.
you guys, number one, and the first eyes to ever see the roller delay set up. So
we've had some groundbreaking episodes as of late. We've revealed some big things.
Yes, we have.
So yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, I guess we should probably talk about our last and final because I don't have the cool segue that Nick does. So I'm just going to tell you guys, Patriot Patch, patriotpatch.co for all your patch going needs. They have the Patch of the Month Club. They have their AR mats. I use them as a mouse pad. I'm using one right now. I know Nick is. Nick's got a patch of theirs right now as well. $15 a month gets you into the Patch of the Month Club. You get awesome PVC patches with a sticker, and it also shows you a little diagram of what is coming out and has come out over the last year. So go join Patriot Patch, patriotpatch.co.
yes, indeedy. Joe, you got anything to add?
Call and write your senators. Hit up, you know, the 2A community on social media. Like, follow, share, all of that stuff. Subscribe to the email list. You know, them help out a lot for a lot of people, and you might get some cool deals. Like us, like everybody else. So we gotta be the voice for everybody.
So we do have one question coming in here. Tin Man Forex says a MAT 9 and a MAT 916 are the same operating group with different barrel lengths.
yes.
And yes, they are.
And that's why I'm excited for mine to show up here in a couple weeks or months.
What is Jordan order?
Huh?
Jordan the 9 or the 9?
I ordered the 916 in the FDE.
Sexy.
Yep, can't wait.
Yes, indeed.
And then I mooched off We Like Shooting and used their promo code.
Nice.
Well, yes, why wouldn't you?
Yeah.
So it's not mooching off.
No, it's not really mooching. I'm just giving them the love.
Yes, spread the love around, Garth.
Do that, yeah. Do that. Use our codes. Use We Like Shooting's codes. Help out the other podcasts.
So, yes, and everyone, you guys know what I'm about to say. We live in an amazing time. And there's an old curse that says, may you live in interesting times. And we have definitely been living in a very interesting time the last couple of years. And as we go through this, everyone out there, remember, there's no time like the present. Go out, get training, get medical training. Remember, you will be your own first responder. Expect to self-rescue. And you folks out there, you stay safe and stay armed.
Thanks for listening to the AR-15 podcast. Check us out on all our social media. AR-15 podcast on Facebook, YouTube, and Rumble. AR-15 podcast 2.0 on Instagram. If you want to send us a question, rant, or suggestion, email us at AR-15podcast2.0@gmail.com. That's the number 2, period, the number 0. If you want to be part of the daily conversation, you can find us at Discord, AR-15 podcast. Don't forget to check out dangfree.net. Sign up is simple and free, and you can communicate with us, other podcasters, and you, the listeners. Lastly, check out all our sponsors: Patriot Patch Company, BZ Grips, Blacker Tactical, and Sticker Family.